Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. I want to show you what we're working on today. Obviously, from the color, we are down working in the hydroponics, down in the basement, grow lab, whatever. Because we don't just grow stuff. We kind of play around and experiment with it. What we have today is, well, because of the shortages, we don't have any of the typical rapid rooter plugs. We don't have our regular fertilizer. Okay? We're going to improvise because this is the middle of December. So 2 weeks to Christmas, or the end of the year. And then we have a month from January to February. Okay, so what am I saying? We have 45 days before it's time to start planting. How about that? It's kind of sneaking up on us. Down here, lower central Alabama, this is kind of like deep south, a little bit higher. If the weather agrees and is not egregious, we can start putting out in February. Certain plants. I plant a lot of starts. I put out a lot of starts because I grow plants for a lot of different people, and some I give away and some I sell. And that just goes back to buy more seeds. I mean, it's nothing that makes me a millionaire or anything like that. It allows me to buy more exotic seeds and, you know, different stuff like that. You know how I am. So I have some of the older steel wool, rock wool plugs. We'll use them. I also have a bunch of these seed starting peat pellets. Now the nice thing about these is I can pull them out of my net cups, and I can take them and actually start them in the ground. So 30 days for something like this, not too bad. So what I'm thinking we'll do is, I'll show you. There is a method to my madness. We're going to do, starting at the top. Hang on, make sure. There we go. You can see, starting at the top, we'll have a peat pellet. We'll have a rock wool, peat pellet, rock wool, and then we'll alternate. That way, as these guys become available and ready to be planted, we'll take these guys out, cover them up, and whatever we have in these other spaces like this will have a lot more room to grow. It's one of the problems. It's not that this does not grow food. Oh, it grows it so freaking well. It will amaze you. You almost run out of room. So that's what we're going to do today and get this stuff ready. Now, how do we address the lack of nutrients, the lack of our water soluble fertilizers? Okay, this is a kick in the butt. I ordered 4 pounds. I found some online. Gonna say it's through General Hydroponics. It's a 20-20-20 fertilizer mix. It is 5 pounds. Okay, 5 pounds cost me $50 because of all the COVID restrictions, and because of all the restrictions on ordering, and also because they consider this now a hazardous purchase because other things could be done with it. So, in addition, I did pay it, but I also bought these. Now, this is 4 pounds. I know it's Miracle Grow, and it's a 18-18-21 mixture, which is okay, but these were $7 a piece. These were $14, and the other stuff was $70. How about that? That is because of the shortages that we're facing. And I know some people will say, well, you should have had extra. I did. I used it. Used it for a whole year. And I never could get any more. So, we're going to get this all set up. I got to get another 5 gallons of nutrient. These tanks hold almost 10 gallons. And I'll show you how we're mixing it. More to come. Okay guys, so as a finished product, you can see this is our lid, our cover. We have our 2-inch nut cups. We have 20. 10 of these are going to be ones we pull out and actually plant in rooting medium, dirt, and the other 10 are going to be growing in the nutrient base that we have, the liquid. These, as we pull them out like this, we'll cover them over to keep light from getting in there, because light is an enemy of that nutrient, and it actually causes algae and bacteria to grow. So now this is our Frankenstein mixture that we're going to be using. And I had to do a little bit of research for this. Now, from this is the Miracle Grow. And like I said, guys, this is just something I'm doing. This is not the ideal way to do it. This is an experiment. I wouldn't do it unless you watched the video and saw how badly it messed up or how well it did. This is 18-18-21. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon per gallon. That's 4 gallons, but we're going to put 5 in there. So we're making it a little bit stronger. Then of this is going to be our micronutrients with all of our good stuff, like the the micro metals and everything, the cobalt and all that different stuff that the plants need. This is in it. This is the liquid kelp. This is what smells like dead fish. And then we're going to do a teaspoon per gallon Epsom salt, regular Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate. None of the scented stuff, because they have it now in lemon and rosemary and all those different smells. Regular unscented Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate. So we'll go ahead and add these to it. And that little one is a teaspoon. Magnesium sulfate. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake it out, clean it out. Now, you're going to hear people say, well, you need to check the pH and do an EC and electroconductivity check with an EC meter. And you know, in a perfect world, and if we were doing a lab grown project, I guess maybe. But the thing is, it's going to work or it's not. There's 1, 2, 3. Shoo, stuff stinks too. 4, 5. There we go. More to come. Okay, now we're going to do a teaspoon per gallon, and this is going to be a liberal teaspoon. So you know how it's going to vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Clean that guy off. Now, it up. I should have enough to do this tank. I may go ahead and refurbish this tank completely. All the liquid that's in the other tank here, I will pull it out and use it for watering because it makes fantastic just plant food, plant watering. The nice thing about this stuff, it's all water soluble. It really can't cause a problem. Some people are going to say, well, you're using a lot of these. These are synthesized chemicals and compounds and everything. Here's my response to that. The poop you take, whether it is at your house or at the gas station or whatever, has more negative impacts and effects than the stuff that we're mixing up in this 5-gallon bucket. That is pretty much the way it is. We're going to get this guy put in here, and mind you, these tanks hold a little over 9 gallons, and with everything that's in them that's attached to it, let's say it's 10 gallons, that's 10 gallons of liquid. That's 80 pounds. So when these tanks are full, 8, 16, 24, 32, you're at almost 350 pounds. Make sure whatever surface you have is adequate, because that can be an oops. The nice thing about doing it down here in the basement is if I do have a problem, it will just run into my sump. And there we go. Now, we'll make sure, no, we're not quite up to the levels yet. That going to be perfect. This table that I built is on like a 4-degree incline. You can see the bottoms are wet. Perfect. I will mix up a little bit more as I am heading out of town, and that way we'll have enough for my wife when she comes down to water everything. And I want to show you the effects of this fertilizer crazy stuff that I mix up. Okay, remember, this is the second week of December, and here's my tomato plant, 18 inches. And if you look closely, I've got flowers. When I come back home, by the end of the week, we should have tomatoes at the end of the year. Okay guys, I think we're at a stopping point for today. Show you what we've got done, and then I'll show you the plans for later, and heck, we'll just go from there. So I don't even know if I'm going to pause this. Just spin you around. I'll show you. I've got everything labeled finally, so you can kind of see. No, you can't. Let's go up a little bit higher. We've got 8 cells of the red salvia, as well as 8 of the butter crunch for the spinach, 4 of the rainbow chard, think of regular chard, huge, and red, purple, and yellow plants. They're beautiful. gourmet lettuce mix. We got 6 sales of those. This corn salad that's kind of hanging on. I've never had it or had it grow successfully. I figured I just want to try it. They say it tastes like white corn. So, you know, I'll grow a lot more of it. And then a whole lot of curly cress, which is watercress. And for those of you who like watercress and who like wasabi, watercress tastes like, the curly cress tastes like wasabi. Really, really peppery flavor. It's fantastic. I grew a bunch of it, and then I was going to dry a lot of it over the summer. Never got around to doing it. I was just so busy. Now I am going to show you here down at the bottom. I'm getting this ready because we're going to start doing this second week of January. Down here is my seed starting area. I've got a couple of seed starting areas. I've got 4 of the Barina grow lights down here, and they're on insulated mats. The trays would be, and I can do about 450 plant cells down there. So that is really good. And a lot of people ask me, they'll say, because I'm still experimenting with this hydroponics and everything else, and they'll say, hey, can you grow this? And I say, buy me the seeds and I'll grow half of the seeds for you and I'll keep the other half. And people seem to love that, and it works out really well. Right now I'm just doing it, and people talk about also, you know, preppers having your seed vault and your prepping seeds and all that. All of that is just seeds and seeds, as well as those boxes and bags of seed. And I also have another section up here. I hadn't done it this year, but I'm going to where I can do another 450 seed starts, and with the trays and everything and the dirt. I've got all that. This is how it normally sits at night to keep the heat in. And so far on the coldest nights, inside of that, the basement is unheated except for whatever residual creeps down. We stay at around 80 degrees inside there. The lights use about as much light as a television set, so I don't feel guilty about it because I don't watch television. So this is my television set. So there you go. Alright guys, so that is it in a nutshell. We are caught up. Interesting to do our first experiment with the hydroponics. The real hydroponics fertilizers going to be here by Christmas maybe. And I've got, as much as that stuff was, I ended up getting 10 pounds of it. I ordered 5 pounds and then found out they had that crazy price because it could be considered an explosive because it's a fertilizer. Yeah. And so I went ahead and got 10 pounds, and it's just hard to find down here because I have to have water soluble stuff. I've got hundreds of pounds of the regular granular stuff that has to go into the ground, that I use for all the plants and the trees and everything. Some people say you really don't need to. You know, if you're hungry enough, you'll do whatever you need to. That's it in a nutshell. I was trying to think. Yeah, my last comment about not watching television. People never fails. Somebody asks me, "You don't watch television?" No. I quit watching television season 3 of The Walking Dead. Don't even watch the news. I get it off the internet, Reuters, and the regular news feeds where CNN and everybody gets it from. So I get it the same time they get it, and it doesn't have their funky spin on it. Whooped. I'm tired. Thanks for coming along, hanging out. This is kind of a long video. Unless you're a geek about this hydroponics or indoor grow stuff, I apologize. This is a Kratky system. I'm actually going to flip over and start doing air injected systems as well, and it's just another different way to do it. And take care of you people, guys.